So, brother, thank you for joining me on the podcast. Today we're just going to have a quick talanoa around the mahi down in the room next to us. And I just wondered if you might paint a picture of the kind of conversations that were taking place this morning, because it was around this idea of identity, about where we belong in the world. And can you help paint the picture for those that aren't here, what we in the room were talking about this morning?
Okay, paint the picture of identity and where we belong. I think at the end of the day, for us as tangata whenua, we already know where we belong and we already know who we are. It's just the other people that we are ruled by that either don't want to know who we are or what we are, and they find it very difficult to confront those real kōreros about history, about the Māori people of Aotearoa. It is confronting for them because there's, I guess, a lot at stake when I'm saying all we want is just to walk hand in hand and you respect who I am and I respect who you are. And that's what we talked about, is the respect of each other, you know. And when you don't have that respect, then the journey or the hiko is not pleasant, eh? And it ends up not being pleasant for us because other peoples can be, I guess, greedy, wanting to be the main power, and Māori has never really thought like that. And if we have thought like that, it's because it's in anger because of the way we've been treated. And you know, I think the next step from here onwards is to understand how do we go about it, and how do we I think there was a conversation there about teaching the facts, the truth, you know, of history. And once you understand the history, and that history is shared throughout the whole of Aotearoa, you know, of the many races that are here, then we would have they would have a better understanding, eh? Because we already understand. And it's funny enough, all sovereignty people already understand, you know. And I think it's just knowing the truth, you know. I think it's a Bob Marley thing, eh? You know, if you don't know your history, then you don't know where you're coming from, eh? Hey, that's trueness, man, in itself, eh? You know. And it was only by chance when I heard it again and I sung it, and I go, wow, this guy was telling the truth, man. Hey, and that's why I guess we get so down with Bob Marley because he's a storyteller. He not only tells a story, but he tells the truth, eh? Hey, tells the truth about himself and how he struggles in life. And that's what it comes down to, just being truthful, eh?
Beautiful.
Aye.
I mean, in that room today, there's people like myself who don't know their identity. And so I guess my question, if you don't mind tempering my question, is for someone who doesn't know their identity, what does it feel like for you knowing yours? And what can I look forward to? What can our people look forward to when we finally do reconnect with our true selves?
Well, mana comes to the forefront. Like I said, when I was in Aussie, you know, I was only half the person. You know, I was half the person. I felt like a kangaroo hopping around, you know, haven't got my feet cemented. But now I'm home. After all those years, got my feet planted in the ground. And that makes me a lot stronger for whatever adversary is in my way. It makes me fight the fight a lot better, eh? And when we talk about the fight, and to understand who you are, you've got your scruples all together, eh? You've got your mana there to protect you, you've got your tupunas to protect you, and knowing that you're there for the right reason. Because I guess at the end of the day, from my point of view, it's a fight with the system, you know, with what's out there. It's a fight. But I can stand up to their fight now. Before, young, inexperienced, full of fire, but that's not how a fight should be now. It's all listening, It's all listening and being vocal about what you're listening to. Not only that, to understand the history of where you've come from, of the place, you know. So I think it's like that.
And I guess just finally, because today's gathering was around this idea of how do we become more inclusive across cultures, across all different outlooks in life, I guess my question is, if we take a Māori view, does it have a space for all of us to guide that interwoven relationship?
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, man. That's the thing. That's what I've always said, you know, so that we will walk together. And I can't understand why Pākehā can't walk together. I'm going to say I can. You know, I can. But for other nations to walk with us, you have to go through the process of knowing what this is all about, eh? And once you know, then you're going to say, okay, all right. You know, I understand now. It's like the hongi, eh? You know, understanding, it brings us together. It makes us feel one. And it does. I didn't believe it back then, but now I believe it. But back then I was colonized. Now I'm sort of me now. You know, if I wasn't Māori will find me. I'm found now, so I know. So that's the thing, you know, that's it. And for you to understand what I'm about, what Aotearoa has to offer you, to understand the story because you're around us and you, I'm hoping that, I get it. It's not because we hate the Pākehā. We don't like what they're doing, but not all Pākehā are the same, eh? Not all Pākehā are the same. All we want is respect, in our own country, you know, and then we'll respect you back. And I respect a lot of my Pākehā mates, man. You know, I got a big email message the other day asking me to try out for this team because they say, bro, they've heard about you, they know who you are, but they want you to go play for them. They're asking, you know, and that's the respect they have for me, and I have respect for them. It works both ways, don't you think?
Absolutely. Well, these are just little short kōrero so we can get through everyone, but I've enjoyed my time with you, even our last chat, which went for like an hour unrecorded, and even our short one today. And I look forward to many more chats, but thank you for sharing some of your insights, bro.
No, thank you very much, man. I always take the opportunity where it's needed, where if it can be part of a learning process and a process of turning the wrong into a right, then I'm kapai with that, I'm kapai with that. I'll talk about that all day long, and I will tautoko my people to the very end, but I will tautoko all peoples of Aotearoa, to be as one with me, and I can see it. I can see it. It's happening. It's happening. I don't want to be talking about Ku Klux Klan. I don't want to be talking about this kind of stuff, but I know they're in my history. They're in there, but there would be no need to bring it up all the time. Everybody knows, and then we understand, bro, So that's the thing, It's always a pleasure, to sit in here and to kōrero with you, my bro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you very much, the organisation that you work under, and I thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be able to do what I do in this space. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much. Kia ora, my brother.
Kia ora, brother. Thank you.